you know, normally our current systems, our brain is constantly thinking of, like, I know for me, I'm just letting you guys know a little bit more about myself. I am declaring bankruptcy pretty soon because I'm in debt and I've hit my low economically. You know, I'm a very talented person. You can see some of my artwork, and you know, I've worked on films and big budget stuff, but at the end of the day, if the market doesn't have a seat for me, then what am I to do? And so our system actually guarantees poverty, right? It's this game of musical chairs, and instead of us all, you know, sharing the seats, we all say, well, I need my seat and you gotta have yours. So we're essentially forcing people into poverty, and people who don't intend to be there but are forced into that position, and then we just call them lazy. And I'm not saying there aren't lazy people. I'm not saying there aren't, you know, people that aren't contributing or whatever, but still, do they deserve to go home starving just because they're quote unquote lazy, or they're not producing as much as we are? Like, if you were at home and let's say, you know, dad didn't make as much money this month, and so you come to dinner, it's like, all right, sorry, there's only enough food for 4 of us, but there's 5 of us in this household. Little Jimmy, I'm sorry, all you've been doing is finger painting all day and picking your nose, so you don't get to eat.
Using it to finger.
And you're gonna have to sleep outside, even though we have a room for you. You gotta sleep outside because you gotta start contributing your share of the rent. Like, to me, that's stupid, but yet we consider that the norm in our society. The only difference is just we don't consider ourselves family. And that's what we really need to do, is we need to consider ourselves family. So without this money, this stress on our mind, that leaves this whole empty space to fill in the gaps of, you know, self-improvement, enjoyment, community, and, you know, putting our minds to a better use than just continuously thinking about how I'm going to make money. I don't want to have to think about that. You know, all the paintings, everything I've done art-wise, I've given away for free. And I don't feel bad about that. I don't feel like I should have to put a price tag on this. And I don't feel that any of my friends should have to pay a financial burden for me to give them a gift. You know what I mean? And so we need more of a gift economy. We need to just say, like, I'm doing this because I love to do it, and here you go. Like, imagine somebody who loves to cook food, but they can't eat all the food by themselves, but they just love to bake. I know my roommate Catherine loves to bake and just loves to share. So, like, that's what we need. Just let people be themselves, and you'll see us flourish in, like, a way that, you know, we've never seen. So we have reasons to work beyond money.
That middle head will be this cognitive dissonance. I don't know if it's the right word. It's that word where you're wondering what the hell to do now.
That's the transition.
That's the transition. So there's going to be a giant speed bump of horrible inefficiencies and disorganization but that's just it's what you have to get through to get to the last head.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing that as the problem.
Exactly. Like, basically people are like, well, what do I do with this empty space? And then we just tell them, well, fill it with all this stuff.
Well, wouldn't that be? I want that problem. I want to have that problem. I want to have the question mark. That's what I would love out of life, is new problems, because we've solved the other ones.
Exactly. So, like, it's just about solving one problem at a time, and I feel like, you know, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, if we can solve that first problem, then we're at the next stage, right? Then it's about security. How do we feel secure in ourselves, and how do we feel self-esteem and things like that? And then to the next level, where problems are, you know, I'm dealing with this, you know, it's like dating and trying to find intimacy with connection with people. But at the same time, I'm feeling like, because I'm going through this bankruptcy thing and, like, financial stuff, I'm like, I can't devote any time to connecting with somebody because I'm too stressed about money. And so I have to deal with the biggest problem first, and unfortunately that is meeting my basic needs, which I feel in this kind of society, especially us in the first world, we are having this problem, like, the first world problems, but it's just world problems in general. And so now is the time for action, right? I've been kind of sitting on this for too long, and I'm going through stuff, I'm growing, I'm learning, and I'm realizing that this is why I'm calling you guys out here. This is my first step towards making this happen. And I'm going to do this to the day I die, I guess. I'm going to push for it. This isn't something I feel like I would let go and just be like, oh, this was a dream that... Because I don't want to sit on my deathbed and be like, I didn't do anything. At least I can say I tried. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, go from there. So...
I wonder if we'll ever be put into songs or tales. What? I wonder if people will ever say, let's hear about Frodo and the ring. And they'll say, this is one of my favorite stories. Frodo was really courageous, wasn't he, Dad? Yes, my boy. The most famousest of hobbits. And that's saying a lot. You've left out one of the chief characters. Samwise the Brave. I want to hear more about Sam. Frodo wouldn't have gone far without Sam. No, Mr. Frodo. You shouldn't make fun. I was being serious. So was I. Samwise the Brave.
So who knows, maybe one day people will tell stories about us, but that's not the reason why we do things. And at the same time too, this isn't the journey of one person, this is the journey of us all. And I can't do this without you guys, and it's collective effort, and we'll get through. So we're just going to make that journey. So not-for-profit organization. Why do I go not-for-profit organization? Now that's to be distinguished between a non-profit organization. So there's a lot of charities out there and stuff, and they don't function by making money. They just simply take donations to keep themselves sustainable, and then to donate money. Whatever's excess goes towards whatever cause they're doing. I like to take that same principle, make us not-for-profit. So that means we don't have investors, we don't have people who are at stake to make money in this company. The only reason we make money is to simply acquire the resources that we need to make ourselves sustainable. But we want to get to a point where we no longer need to make money. That will make us truly sustainable. That's why off-grid communities are the way to go. Now, a lot of people think that off-grid community is like a step backwards, but it's not. It's actually a step forward. We're just taking the best parts of what we used to know and used to do, and just taking it to that next level, incorporating all the technology, so we don't have to get rid of this. We're just transforming it. We're making it work, and we don't have to get rid of the luxuries of technology. We don't have to get rid of all these conveniences that we have. We can have it all. We just gotta more efficiently manage it all. And why I say corporation, I was saying before, the liability aspect, that the corporation will handle money, and that we don't want to individually be hurt by the economy or have somebody sue us. And whatever happens in the corporation, we can always start again and form another corporation. So the corporation itself, corporation, the word derives from like a dead body. It's a non-existent person, but yet it is. It's a corpse, right? And, yeah. So that's what I'm aiming for, this not-for-profit. And that also doesn't mean that we're not going to make money. That the whole aspect is we are going to follow our dreams, and we are going to make money. But this money isn't going to us directly. So all of us as a collective, so imagine working in this space, and together, that's why I say we're going to work on creative projects. So let's say the first project we were to do was to write a children's book, okay? So we get together, we write a children's book, we publish it ourselves. We find whoever we need to, and then through that, all the sales, all the profits that come from that book go towards the company, and then the company itself uses that money wisely and efficiently to sustain all of us, right? And this isn't about who's making more money, who's making less money. It's all about pooling in whatever we can as a family unit, right? So like when I was working and living at home with my parents, both my parents are working, and then I was also working as well. What did I do when I had extra money? I helped them pay off their mortgage. My dad's car broke down, I helped him buy a new van. The trailer, was kind of falling apart, I helped him buy a new trailer, because I didn't feel like the money was just sitting in my bank account, and I could have sat on that. My parents actually would have been fine with it, but I said, no, I'm contributing to the whole because you're giving me a place to live. This isn't my way of saying paying the rent. This is just I feel like I need to contribute. So that's what we need to do, and so that's what I'm aiming for. So all the money that our company generates, and I feel like we can be sustainable, because once we get to a level where we need very little money to stay afloat, then any extra little bit of money that comes in is purely to reinvest in the company to grow and expand. So right now, the reason I call a group here is because I need a team of people, like a board of directors, essentially, right? So this will be an ongoing process. This isn't about who's on top and who's not. This is about people who are stepping up to the plate, right? This isn't. This is just a way people can contribute in whatever way they can and will. There's no forcing anybody into. Like, imagine if you could just go to Parliament and say, "Hey, I want to participate," but there seems to be a process you need to go through just to get to that level. It's like, well, I'm a citizen, aren't I? I'm a part of this country, this community. I should be able to. Like, I've always told people, I'm like, I would love to just push Stephen Harper out of the way. I would do his job for free, as long as I had like an office to sleep in. You know what I mean? Like, I would do that. I would do all the work he does for free. I just need the basic necessities. So yeah, I'm just hoping to kind of form this round table to get back into the mythology of everything, because that's kind of where my passion lies, is like this storytelling, this mythology that we seem to think that the mythology is fantasy and that it's not real, but it's as real as we make it, right? So, not to say that I am Frodo or that I am Gandalf or that I am Sam or any of these people, but there are aspects of these characters that are within us, and this isn't to say that this is just about me, this is about everybody. We can all be Frodo bearing that ring. We can all be Gandalf. We can all have these aspects of us, and we're all on this journey of creating this myth, and it has to have a happy ending. I know we're always like, it always works out in the end, but yes, it can, because we're always working towards good. And so let's write our own story, and let's be that change that we want to see. And so King Arthur, Knights of the Round Table, that's kind of the way I envision this, that we're here to serve a higher purpose, and we all have our like individual puzzle pieces to kind of put together. We all have our unique contributions, and once we get together, like it's gonna be magical. And united, yes, we can change the world. Don't ever doubt that. A lot of people get pessimistic or quote unquote realistic, but to me, the only realism is to address the problems, right? If we just turn our heads and say, oh, this is just the way it is, to me that's unrealistic. To me that's not facing your problems. To me that's us just passively going along, and then we complain about the world. And we have no right to complain if we're not doing anything about it, in a sense. And I've been down that road. I've complained a lot. I've been like, this world sucks, like, why is this way? Why is this way? And now I'm at a point, I just want to make a difference. And that's